We're here. I know, man. Doing our show Saturday night. Imagine that. Thank you for coming, watching us. Keep in mind, guys, if you're not following and you're in some little hole in the wall and don't pay attention to anything, we always have the greatest post of music news, concerts, local music artists, new releases, everything. And, man, we are throwing this shit together awful quick here tonight. We were all just trying to piece things together with the IU-Purdue basketball game and all the other craziness going on here in the wonderful Indiana basketball land that we live in.
Oh, that's great.
But, hey, man, I wanted to say thanks for the guys being here as always. Scott, the man Crawford.
What's up?
We got Bill Duffy. Damn it, Bill. We got Showbiz Pizza, Kyle Keller.
If you guys ever wondered what happened to the bear from Showbiz Pizza, we got him.
I'll be here until I find something better.
Yeah, so we can finally lock.
Me too.
Before we can lock the door before he gets in finally, but we have the boss man Tina Haddon over there, and
He said boss man.
You're pointing at Eric.
no, I was getting ready to point at Eric. Shut up, Eric. Kid's over here.
YouTube boss, maybe
shaking his head, wondering why he's even doing this.
Me too.
Oh crap!
Oh god.
Oh man.
I'm telling you, you guys, we cannot air the crap. You know, and give it. We make a lot of fun of Kyle. I love Kyle. He's like my little brother and stuff like that. But we cannot even air any of the stuff that this guy says the majority of the time, or we'd be kicked off the air in about every country in the world. So.
You know that. But we have fun.
Yeah, we.
You know, we love having.
And that's all that
everybody
matters. You know, like we always say, and it's totally true. Music is the best medicine. It's brought us all together to be friends for 30, 40 something years.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it gives us a chance to share all that love with you guys, because music is so important to all of us that we want to spend the time. We spend hours every Saturday trying to get our notes and everything together to do this for everybody, just because we have such a love for music and we just want to share all that shit with you guys. And that's what we try to do. So
yeah, man, and you say it every week, Mike. I mean, that's got to be our motto. Music is the best medicine. And it's being proven now, and we'll talk about that later. It's in the news again.
Yeah.
It's being scientifically proven, you know, medically proven, and it's just great.
Yeah, it's awesome. So,
how's everybody's week been? Scott, been all right, buddy?
Yeah, man. It's been a good week. Good week.
You know, we're pretending like we haven't seen each other for the last 3 hours or whatever.
Well, yeah. I mean, you didn't see me at all today, did you? No, it's been a good week, man.
No, there's been some good new music coming out.
Yeah.
You know, we'll talk about that a little bit later. It's going to be a good show.
The ice is some bullshit again.
I know. I was just going to say that.
Awesome, dude.
It is, man.
Hey, my cousin Mark's watching already. Elvis is watching.
Cool.
Trey's watching. Curry, oddly enough.
I was talking to
Just
him
talking
earlier.
about you.
Weird, man.
We are going to whoop Kyle's ass at the end of this show, Chris, just for you.
Yes. We're actually getting him over here and just start doing wrestling pounding moves and kick his ass.
Hey, I had a good. Well, we need to string Kyle up like a pinata
Stuff his ass
from the
full of
ceiling
candy.
fan.
Stuff his ass full of candy.
Something's going to come out. I don't know what
That's a
it'll be.
regular Saturday night for me.
But he usually pays the harem house to have it done.
Ken Grant watching. Hey, Ken, how are you?
Oh, jeez.
Awesome, man. We got a good crowd already watching.
Awesome.
Mitchell, all right. Good to see you, buddy.
Mitchell's moving back to Florida. Can you believe it?
Wait, which Mitchell?
Well, yeah, I'm talking about David Mitchell.
Oh, Steve.
David Mitchell.
Steve Mitchell moving back to Florida, man.
Yeah. He said
Flying south.
He said he wants his face on our drawing. I said, not a chance in hell.
Yeah, I know.
We love you, but I didn't even get my picture on
I
there,
know.
Steve. So
Now here's the story behind this. You know, I had this wonderful idea. You know, we did this show. We feel like we're the Rooter, Cruder, Better, Bob and Tom of Indiana.
Yeah, dude, heck yeah.
And so I had Scotty Wise to do a sketch. It took him 2 months to do it, but That was when me and Scott were kind of just doing it and getting the start of it all. So we didn't get Bill or Kyle or anybody else.
That's okay, man. I had a sex change, and I'm comfortable with being Christy Lee. You know, I'm the Christy Lee of the Bob and Tom Show.
I'm totally comfortable.
Yeah.
No, that's you, the director.
Chicken is my favorite
Look, I'm
cast
dropping
member of that
stuff.
show. I'm
Yeah,
happy
Chicken
with that role.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
You're not even, no.
Fuck you guys.
But anyway.
Maybe
Oh,
not.
shoot, my good buddy Tate Givens just, man, Tate, I ain't seen you in
No,
forever, man.
Tate's my buddy.
No.
Oh, yeah, you know Tate?
I used to babysit Tate.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Tate, we got to get you out here, dude.
Yeah, man, that's a cool thing. You know, we always open the doors and ask people to come, even, you know, if, you know, we don't get to see you guys like, you know, Tim Matney, Adam Kishel,
Oh, yeah.
all these guys. And that's a cool thing, bringing music all together. It brings a lot of friends and people that we've had a lot of experiences with maybe music or the Imagine or Karma stores. And that's part of it, man.
Yep.
That's why we ask you
Yeah.
guys, please, you know, we beg you guys to try to share our stuff to some other people. We had a lot of people from different states add this week that
Yes.
were asking me questions about the show. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
And I try to give them all the information we can. But we can only do this if you guys help. The more you do, the more we get, the more stuff we can do with all the fun
You know it,
things and
man.
music and concerts and stuff. Especially this summer with all these shows coming up.
Oh, my gosh, 2020's
I
huge.
really hope you
Yeah.
guys can share some pictures when you go to the shows and stuff. This is what it's all about.
I've
So,
already got like 6 shows listed to go
yeah,
to.
I mean this year.
Oh, heck yeah, man. We just said, you know, Matney tuned in, Jackie Spurlock. Man, we got a lot of, thank you guys so much for watching. Please
Yeah.
stick with us.
A lot of love. a lot of
Yeah,
love.
we're up to like 800 people liking our Facebook page.
Oh, there's thousands upon thousands, you know, just coming and seeing things. If we can get more of you guys involved with that in YouTube, then we got some major things set up with some labels and all kinds of stuff, but we just got to get it a little bit more.
Here's a weird one. Eric Kidd's watching. Thanks for watching, Eric Kidd.
No problem.
I just thought that'd be funny, man. We better get to the
You might
news.
miss something, so make sure you pay
I know,
attention
right?
to that.
We could go on and on, but hey, yeah, seriously, thank you all for watching, man. Matt Dillon, gosh, I ain't seen you in forever, man.
That's, you know, that's freaking cool, man. I mean,
Yeah.
see some of these people.
Oh,
you
my
know.
cousin Brenda's watching.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, well, let's
Here
get
we
to
go.
some of the music news. We got a lot of little stories, not as much as last week, but then there's a lot of different concerts that were announced. And then at every show we always do, we do a top 10 list. This week was really cool. We did the top
Yes.
10 sophomore albums. That's the
Awesome.
second album that we thought might have been better than the first album that did something, and we'll get into that toward the end of it all.
Yeah, it's
and
fun.
that was really fun this week.
Heck yeah, it was,
I had a
dude.
blast doing it.
Yeah, there's a lot of bands that had some really strong second albums.
Absolutely, man. And I'll tell you, honestly, I was so into this when I did mine Tuesday night. And I usually don't do my
man.
list till when we get here to do the show. So I literally did my
Yeah.
days early. I was
Yeah.
excited
I
for
think
it.
I had mine done on like Monday.
I mean, it was fun.
I DM'd you guys and said, done.
Yep.
Hey,
yep.
Kyle, will you pull your pants down? I don't like seeing your leg, man. That's uncomfortable for me.
Are you getting turned on by that?
Yeah,
thought
I
I needed to
am,
go
and
get a
you
banana.
know, it's just weird. Thank
It
you.
looks like a champ.
He really did
Oh,
it.
God.
Oh, we need that spin camera so bad.
It'll come back up, so don't bitch.
I'm kidding, dude. He's
That's what-
taking me too
That's what
serious.
she said.
Don't take me serious. Please don't take me serious. But no, this list has been great. Rusty Davis, man. Thank you for watching, dude. I told you I'd give you a shout out.
Yeah.
A work buddy of mine.
Well, let's get to the news because, you know, last week we talked our 2 hour, we went to 2
Oh,
hours
we went on
talking
and
all this
on.
crap. And,
Tina's already rolling her eyes
yeah,
at us.
yeah.
We got the boss
started
over here.
Bitched by the boss.
She tries to
eventually,
keep
so
us going.
Got
Try
a
not to do that.
We
got a
fail
book.
miserably
We got a
every
motor.
time.
Yeah, motor through it here.
Motor
Kinda like when-
mouth.
Same with Kyle gets
How
blowjob.
much?
Your fi- Oh,
Yeah.
Not quite, but close.
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 All right.
No cigar.
Going by what you guys paid attention to on our posts. I'm telling you guys, I post so much shit on there.
Yeah,
if you
yes.
guys do not pay attention to this, you guys are insane. I get stuff on there faster than Rolling Stone, Spin, you know, any of those guys, Blabbermouth, all.
Boom.
You know, I'm on there all the time.
It's all right there in one place.
But the big stuff you guys paid attention to, and I really don't know why, but Shakira and Jennifer Lopez did the halftime show at the Super Bowl. A lot ridiculousness. There's some dumbass that wants to sue the NFL because he saw too much ass shaking and during all their shows. To there's people bitching about it to people loving it. You know, it's Shakira, it's Jennifer Lopez. They dance a lot. They do their thing. If you're freaking surprised by that, then I need to take a baseball bat and hit you over the head.
I don't think that was a Super Bowl halftime show. I think it was the show of the ass egos.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just kind of goes.
And nobody won. It was even.
It's that. What do you say? Like that the Spanish
I like
culture.
how you did that too.
I think the person that is suing the Super Bowl because they became too horny watching it
No.
was
And stuck their wiener in a hot pizza.
going by an AKA name. Apple pies just wasn't good enough. We so need to turn the camera right now. He's speechless.
There was a lot of ass shaking. I did feel like I started watching and I pulled out my wallet to start tucking a few dollar bills into the TV.
It seemed that way. It really
know,
did. But
It's all right though.
But hell, what do you expect? I mean, come on, you guys, chill out. If you don't like it, turn the goddamn channel.
right. And there's been better halftime shows for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I
but-
think the 5 of us in this room could have put on a better show than that.
Probably
6
so.
of us.
Well, I know Cognitive his ass
I
better
want
than
to see
she
nobody's
could.
butt
But,
in this room.
Complaining about the ass shaking. That's fine.
Stephen Hayes watching.
Shakira
What's up,
wants
Stephen
to meet
Hayes?
me in the wine room, I'll be happy to meet her.
I'll bet you would.
Of course you would be. Of course you would be.
It was hot.
All right. Well,
shoot.
enough on that because that's not our.
Yeah,
cup
we're
of tea,
moving
but-
on from that story.
Also, the big thing, which I told you guys about earlier, and was that Guns N' Roses were going to be doing a show in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
They did announce that, like I told you they would.
Yes, you did. Mike called it.
Yeah, I told you. August 21st at Lucas Oil. Surprisingly, and when I was digging into the story, do you know that with Guns N' Roses touring like they did over the last summer and stuff, it is the 3rd grossing concert tour in history.
Wow.
Like them as a band, they've grossed more money than
Just this
there's
tour.
only 2 other
Yeah.
bands. Oh, just
here in the last
Just
few
this
years.
tour,
Yeah.
This last
3rd
tour.
grossing tour of all
History.
time
Well,
history.
If you think about it, they're such a huge rock and roll band that they're still together and still touring. I mean, you could rank them up there with the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, maybe our generation, yeah.
Yeah, our generation for sure.
Yeah.
Tickets went on sale Friday. Act fast. There was a pre-sale that went on for like an entire week.
For city card holders and shit like that.
Yeah, so my gosh, I know my cousin Jason Lovelace. Thank you so much. He got me into that band very early on before I was even really into music. So, man, that's a big one. And Lucas Oil Stadium. They're not playing, Bankers Life.
All the tours.
Big, huge.
There again,
stadiums.
these are all posted on there. I did post one where it showed the other tour dates. There are a lot of them really close to Indianapolis, so look at that if you didn't get tickets, or you can usually, this Ticketmaster inside trick to you all. If there's a show like in Ohio, Detroit, or something, you can go to Indianapolis. No one's standing in line, and you'll be the first person to buy the tickets for one in Detroit, Cleveland,
Yep.
Nashville, and you'll be the
Okay.
first person in line. You might have to drive a little bit, but you might have
Man, I didn't even
front
know
row,
that.
10th row
I
seats,
didn't even know that.
and that's a good way to get better seats.
So the ticket office is open.
Yeah.
So every morning,
Yeah.
the ticket office. Well, like what time? They probably open at 9.
Yeah, if you can find that, or
9, probably 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
actually.
most people buy them online anymore. But if you were to find an outlet, which is
Okay.
usually quicker than online.
Oh yeah.
You could maybe get really killer seats if you're willing to drive someplace.
Oh heck yeah, dude, that's awesome.
We used to do that all the time when
Yeah,
we would go
I
places.
know April wants to see that show real bad. Hopefully we can make it.
And Axel's not like he used to be, man. He'll
Right.
be on time, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Not necessarily.
Well, we don't know that for a fact, but
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, I'm doing drums again. Sorry.
I guess I'm going to go ahead and tell you this story because honestly, you guys reacted to this story, and just like I laughed about the Grease thing we talked about a month ago, this is one of the biggest ones. ABBA is to release new music in 2020.
I can't wait.
Their first stuff in 30 years.
I love ABBA.
Benny Anderson's said they have already got several songs already wrote, and that they're gonna be doing some major stuff this year.
Hell yeah.
That's interesting.
I hope so.
No, I you know.
How long did you say it's been since they've put out anything new? Or anything?
30 years.
30 years, guys.
Yeah.
So an album, somebody actually, and here I go, took longer than Tool to make a new album.
Yeah.
I said it. I said
Well,
it.
so did the Pet Shop Boys and the Psychedelic Furs.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we should start doing our song.
What?
Dancing Queen.
That's...
Look, Scott, you did it last week. It's there's footage. It's too late.
I just said I love ABBA.
Oh,
I know,
you
he's
did
the
say
one
that.
when
You
I
did.
posted it, he was like, hell
You did say
yeah! And I
that.
was like, going,
You
oh
did
my
say
god,
that.
you gotta
Exactly.
be kidding me.
Got to interact with the fans that were interested as well. No, she said, what are you?
I know, I was about ready to.
Hey,
So,
I'm going to have fun tonight.
you know, I dropped my pen and it was just so close to the same size as you. You know, I really didn't know what to think.
That's VIP information.
Yeah, they got
Parental guidance.
Yeah,
Parental guidance, guys.
it's about as hard as it.
Jesus.
I know. Let me get.
Move on.
I've been hanging around with Kyle too much today, so.
Look, now we've got a second boss over here. Tell us to move along.
Yeah, no shit. All right. Also,
Godfrey, what's up?
let's go into this story. I really hate
Amy
to.
Joe.
Being a fan of Soundgarden,
Yeah.
Man, this is crazy.
Soundgarden is countersuing Vicky Cornell because she is hoarding all of the music that Chris made for the band.
Golly.
They had at least 7 unreleased songs that are already finished, and she is keeping them all and not releasing it, and telling the Soundgarden band to fuck off. Well,
I see.
so now these guys got lawyers involved, and they're suing each other. This lady's pretty ruthless too. She took over all the Soundgarden's websites and social media, is not letting the band have anything to do with them, even though she's had nothing to do with the band anyways.
Yeah, man, she's just robbing us. She's robbing fans.
Yeah.
And being just petty.
The band themselves were getting ready to drive to Columbus, Ohio to do another show, and they found out on social media that Chris Cornell died. That no one even called and told them. It just goes to show how crappy some of these guys are. Obviously, these guys were together. I figured they're probably like family for all those years, and this is what happens. I mean, it's just pretty shitty, man. All right.
Man, it's just, it's awful that she wants to be that way.
Yeah.
Chris Cornell was, especially when you talk about 90s music.
He's one of my all-time favorite artists.
I mean, not just for that period of time or that genre, like of all time, Soundgarden and, Chris Cornell, period, any of his projects.
Yeah.
It's something that'll be around for years and years. So shame on her for robbing the world of
More of his talent.
Yeah,
Or
thank
even just
you.
like taking over the Soundgarden websites and stuff like that. And
It's just
I mean,
awful,
it's just
man.
pretty. It's just really, man. It's really.
And
Her being selfish, just trying to get money, and that goes to show you: did she really love the man, or did she just love the money that the man brought to her?
I don't know.
She's proven herself.
It's pretty crappy. Going in, well, let's stay with the drab news of all that stuff. But Marilyn Manson, Mars Volta bassist, I want to say his name, Juan Aldate. Aldate. He was in a bicycle accident. It's in a coma. And that's some sad news with that guy. And it must have been a bad week for bassists because later on we found out that the bassist for DRI, I want to say his name is right, Josh Pepe, he died, 53 years old.
Man, what a shame.
The original bassist.
Yeah. So bad week for bassists. I mean, I don't know. Like we were talking about, a lot of people might not know DRI that much, but if you were a skater guy like us when we were younger, they were kind of like the cutting edge punk kind of skater thing,
I think Kyle had something to say. What was you saying about them, Kyle? DRI?
They really bridged that gap between thrash and hardcore.
Yeah.
Okay,
And they're still around today. They did a show in Indy. not
Yeah.
too long ago.
Yes, they did.
But
Yeah, so it's a shame that they lost their bass player, and I know Manson's kind of been, his band members have been interchanging for a long time, but still, man, it's a shame to hear that
I mean,
somebody that.
DRX Thrash Zone and Fort Worth County back in the day. I mean,
Yeah.
they were just kind of,
Oh yeah, dude,
when we were real young,
Oh,
that
yes.
was just something, that was kind of
Like
cool.
I told, I
so.
skated the DRI all the time.
Yeah. So, but our prayers to all those guys to,
Yeah.
for their families. So.
Absolutely.
All right, next on the list, James Hetfield also come back, and from his rehab, from drinking and all that stuff that he's been battling all his life.
Cool.
He kind of gave an insight that Metallica they're waiting to see what they're kind of doing, but they do have some shows in April and May, like in South America and some U.S. festivals.
Yeah.
So, but he doesn't really know yet what the future lies for them, especially after being out of drinking again.
Dude.
yeah.
Man, good luck to him. Metallica's just one of those bands, and I've always said, shame on me. I kind of got the '90s was kind of a bad time when people just trashed on Metallica, but they've always put out great music, and they had to cancel some dates because of this. So, yeah, they had some.
Just the sound of the snare. If it
I-
wasn't for the snare, it's a really good record.
Yeah, they had some albums that were iffy, but still, legendary band. Accolades to him for facing, striving for his sobriety. We wish him luck with that. And it's good news. Like Mike said, man, he's on the rebound, and
they'll be on the road. They'll be doing
Mighty
some stuff
Metallica
soon.
will be back soon. Mark my words.
yeah, it's one of those bands, man. They're strung in the media, like anything and everything that happens with them, it's going to be out there. So
The word was there was an interview with our bass player and stuff. They already actually have an album almost done and ready.
Right.
Nice,
I said
man.
that too.
But they did not release it because James went into rehab. So
oh
I would
man,
not doubt before maybe even the end of the year we might have a new Metallica
Yeah.
album. So.
almost one of them things like Scott
They're
Weiland
doing,
with STP, man, had to
Louder
cancel.
Than Life, which is the festival show in Louisville.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that took the place of
Yeah.
or no, not Louder Than Life. There's another festival
Rock
there,
on the Range.
Rock on the Range,
They're
which
doing
is now
Louder Than Life too.
it's not Rock on the Range anymore. But anyway, moving on from that, like it's they're doing the anniversary for that S&M album with the orchestra.
Yeah. There's one with that.
What's that called? The Rock on the Range. It's not that anymore, but they're headlining Friday and Sunday night, like 2 nights, man. So it's going to be legendary, dude. Sonic Temple. That's what it's called. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
So some big things. So it's great that James is back on the rebound because we need that, man.
And you know what? If we were talking about the halftime show, I think everybody should chime in and start up like those hashtag things to have Metallica or AC/DC play the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
Or I'll add to that Pearl Jam. Who doesn't like Pearl Jam?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
But,
Any of
There's
those.
so many better, like just well-rounded, and it doesn't have to just be the rock and roll genre. I mean,
but after this,
after this,
I think you should go back to some rock
After
and
the
roll
last
for
2
once.
years.
So
I mean, we had like Hall & Oates getting back together to tour. Give us something classic.
yeah.
Like football is such a historical game. Give us
Yeah.
something just that everybody will collectively like. Look, you're your best buddy.
So
Hey, Rick's watching. What's up, Rick?
oh my God, Rich
Believe it or
Cutter.
not.
Yep.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I know, right? Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Matt said, "Move on, Mike. Too much info.
Okay.
Not just now. I mean, it was one of the early stories, but
Yeah.
we got a third boss now.
Yeah. All right.
We're working on
We'll get on to
Well, nobody
We'll get
fucking
to a
listens
story
me,
that's
so
kinda
somebody needs to listen to
interesting.
Somebody.
before we get to some
You
funny
not.
stories. But if you didn't catch some of these stories, a lot of them we post on there. But
Yeah, go
Kiss
to the
is definitely at the end of their tour. Their last tour is going to be July 17th of 2021.
page.
And they're saying that Gene and Paul are done. This is it.
Uh-huh.
But Kiss is not done. as an entity, as
Right.
Kiss.
as a product.
They are going to be putting
Like I
out
said,
some
yeah.
movies. They're going to do a Broadway play, and they're already filming a documentary. It's going to be in movie theaters,
Which that'll be killer.
and they're talking about maybe
I mean,
having.
yeah.
Kiss on Broadway.
Yeah, I know. That's
That'd be
interesting.
interesting.
But the weird part is they're talking about having other people perform concerts as Kiss. That's not any of the members of Kiss.
Which they kind of do
It's
already.
it's a
Which
product,
is-
man.
Yeah.
It's a
Uh,
product.
They
Yeah,
got that
which
piece
is
of
weird.
shit Tommy Fair playing for Ace.
I've said for
Yeah.
years, man, they've been on their farewell tour since 1978, the year I was born.
Well,
And here they
2000.
are, 2020, still on their farewell
Yeah,
tour.
I know.
It literally
But-
was 2000 was their farewell tour.
Yeah, it's been almost 20
That's when it
years.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, which
but
is
they're
saw
going to
it.
keep the product alive.
Yeah.
Like 60 years from now, Kiss, the product, like
Still
their
be
children, will be dressed up
Yeah.
as them.
It'll still be going.
all right. Let's get on with that. So,
But so-
if Matney's telling me I need to hurry, then I need to hurry, man. Because
Man, goodbye.
all
friend.
right, let's talk about something
Watching
funny.
that.
We always been laughing about Kyle, and he actually came back from the Caribbean this week. He put out
Crib?
his pussy candle because he got jealous of Gwyneth Paltrow,
What
Yeah.
are you putting in
and
your
he
mouth?
is selling these things like
I'll
hotcakes.
put you in my mouth.
So because of him doing that, Erykah Badu is now putting out a perfume that smells like her vagina.
Vagina.
Yeah,
Quit
yeah.
it.
It's called, and actually the name of it is called Badu's Pussy.
Badu's pussy.
Yeah. And she is actually
Where's the boss? Get in
has been
here.
collecting her panties for years, and she's going to be cutting them up and putting them inside the perfume
Oh
bottles.
my gosh.
So
So
that's
this
a better
is,
idea than yours, Kyle. I have to say.
And
So.
then you got it.
So this is
It filters-
premeditated.
If it filters through the piece of panty, so you get a hint of
Yeah. Well,
This is premeditated. I
know.
can't believe it.
We need to make like maybe
Oh,
a
my gosh.
Scott's ass.
Oh
You know,
my god.
most people
I think
would
we
love
need
it.
to move on.
Most people
Listen,
would love it.
for once, I'm with the boss. Let's move on.
We lost
Fuck
our
along.
camera
All
guy.
right.
Thanks,
Jeez.
Scott.
I didn't do it.
Dirty, rotten
Called Scott's
scoundrel.
booty.
Well, for
We were just talking about DRI, dirty, rotten scoundrel.
Imbecile.
Or imbeciles, I'm sorry.
Same thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, if we're
That's
still
amazing.
talking about sex, I mean, you guys see the article about Rammstein putting out a music video of a real porn.
It was Lindemann, not Rammstein.
Well, yeah.
Just the
Phil
same.
Lindemann, you know.
Yeah.
That's his side project.
Yeah, his thing.
Solo career,
Yeah. That's the first for any body, I guess, is a music video. So
I mean, and it's you have to go to a special website to watch it unedited.
Edited.
yeah,
Called something I can't remember.
You know, it,
this guy is kind of freaky.
Static,
Man, it-
Static.x or something.
if you guys don't know that about
No.
Rammstein, then you probably don't know the band. It's just anything Rammstein or Phil Lindemann, just know that you're going to see something. Yeah, it's a show.
he's something else.
Check this out. Steve Mitchell says, hello from South Florida, where I can't pronounce anyone's name without throwing a fork at my foot. Mitchell, you're nuts, dude.
I love Steve.
I had to throw that in there with the Rammstein news because it kind of fit him.
Yeah.
Harry Manback's watching.
Wow, that's special. And I won't say why. That's a tool. Anyway, we'll move on.
All
Harry,
right.
thanks for watching.
Yes, sir.
Next, also, I want to say this before I lose it, because I've had it up the top, but Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins said they were going to release a double album with all the original band members, other than the girl, the bass player.
Darcy.
Okay.
They already have 21 songs. I guess they're going to. This is going to be pretty huge. They're also touring to open up for Guns N' Roses, I guess.
I have six of the dates so
Yeah.
far,
Yeah.
and maybe more.
Are we one of them?
That I
I'm
haven't.
not sure about that.
They
yet.
haven't said exactly which dates. They just said
But
6.
that's awesome opening, man, for a show
Oh,
like
dude,
that. That'd be
sure.
great,
Sure.
I would rather see it that way as opposed to
Yeah.
like Lollapalooza '94, where Beastie Boys played first and then Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
'Cause
Every time I've seen Pumpkins, they put on a really good show. It's very
Yeah.
psychedelic.
awesome.
Well, they were just here, last year at Indianapolis when they did that greatest hits concert.
Yeah.
You know.
I missed that.
And,
Didn't even know about
I
it.
know Josh Williams. Those guys went and they said it was phenomenal. I mean, so,
Sweet, dude.
I didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
I saw Laser Smashing Pumpkins
I did
at
too.
Children's. That was
Yep.
killer, man.
Laser Pink Floyd.
Yeah, they've got some nutty songs, wild and
Yeah,
stuff. So
Very trippy.
that'd be a great opening band.
Yeah.
Be looking forward to that.
Want to say a shout out and happy birthday to Alice Cooper. He
Yes.
turned 72 this week.
Absolutely.
You know,
God bless that
you know,
man.
school's out, no more Mr. Nice Guy, all
Oh,
that
God.
great stuff. 18.
The Godfather of shock rock, man.
Absolutely.
You know, he definitely,
Manson and Zombie both give him accolades to he created their
Legend.
careers.
and they should. Yep,
Legend.
he was a shock rocker.
I always like to tell the story. I think it's always interesting. Do you know that Alice Cooper was actually going to be a professional golfer instead of doing music?
Yeah, it's so hilarious
And
to
he is
see him
one now.
wearing
Yeah,
all
he
white
actually does stuff.
Yeah, he
you
is
know,
a professional golfer.
Yeah.
when he's not in his stage
Done
gear.
stuff with PGA, all this stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
a
wearing
really,
solid
really
white.
good golfer.
he
Yeah,
is.
solid white on the golf course, no
Yeah.
makeup.
He actually, a few years ago, he came
Well.
and played at a tournament in Anderson.
Oh,
And-
yeah,
Wow,
that's
I didn't-
right.
Oh,
And after he played the
good
18th
call,
hole, he
dude.
was going to sign books for people, and I couldn't get over there to
Yeah.
the meeting.
That's right.
Nobody
that
goes.
is true. I remember that.
we should-
All right. Next story. I thought it was kind of cool. I like that show, the Goldbergs, and it looks like next week on the February 12th, Tommy Lee of Motley Crue is going to be on the
That's
show.
killer, dude. That's
Yeah.
killer.
Yep. He is going to play a college professor.
I always said there needs to be a 90s, like a That 90s show. And this is basically a That 80s show. So if you guys haven't, I just watched the first episode a couple nights ago, and I'm going to continue watching. It's a great show.
Yeah, it's good throwback to some of the 80s stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I'll have to
So
check
check that.
out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it either, and I'm an 80s
No,
kid.
yeah, you really would like it, dude.
I love it.
Well, this is my last story on this page, so I don't lose it. We always have kind of a little story that we've been kind of digging into that we find about how we always try to tell you music is the best medicine. With all the stuff that I've been through with the kidney transplant stuff and all the dialysis and stuff I have to go through, I couldn't do it unless I put my headphones on and just try to zone out with some of the music I listen to. And it's been so incredible to get me through the bullshit I've been through. But there was a really
Awesome,
cool
man.
study
Awesome.
that we put on there this week that the people in Great Britain did, and they did this study with over 7,000 people that were 50 years or older, and these people they found out if they went to concerts at least once or twice a month, they lived almost 15 years longer
Man, that's
than people who
amazing.
didn't.
So not only music, just live music though. Seeing it live, that's
Yeah.
great.
It was like pretty much a 31% lower risk of people dying if they just went to even art exhibits, concerts, things like that.
Okay.
This was done by the University of London, and it was really incredible. We need to-
Basically you're saying. Now here we are joking during the most serious story of the show. I've joked with people before, like different musics for different reasons. I love Slayer because it's like liquid cocaine to me. I listen to Slayer, I get all jacked up and ready to go. I go to a Slayer show, which I've seen 18 times live.
15.
I'm jacked up for 2 weeks straight. So
Yeah.
live music definitely affects you. I see Tool, it's more, it touches my soul. I'm happy.
There's just been more and more of these studies
just
Psycho
coming out.
syllables kick in.
No matter what happens, man, I go to a live show, even local. We go see our good buddy Sam Porter. We had him here in studio one night, and I tell you what, that was the happiest, most feel-good show that we have had. I want to get my good buddy Jimmy Hammond here in studio, man, play us a song live.
Yep.
Just music in general is, as Mike always says, the best medicine.
Yep.
But live music, as proven now, even better.
I mean, you're always in a good mood after a good show.
Yeah.
You know it, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, talking about decent shows, this was always pretty cool that Mr. Bungle got together and played a concert in California the first time in 20 years
Kyle, settle down. He
Yeah.
said bungle, not bunghole.
Yeah.
Kyle gets up. He's twerking over there.
Mr. Bungle.
Scott, Anthrax and
Ian.
whatever. And your
Ian,
guys, Dave Lombardo from Slayer, played with
Yes,
those guys.
Lombardo, man.
Yeah.
Miss you,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah, that was really cool.
You
And
don't have to mess him.
they're going to
He
be
does
doing a
his
bunch
own
more
thing.
shows here.
I know he does. I just miss him in Slayer.
Just to point out one thing about the Bungle show, Mike Patton did come out and perform in a Kobe Bryant jersey.
No,
Oh, that was awesome.
well, I thought it was
Patton.
really funny. He started the show, and this video is on our website too.
Yeah,
you can
check
watch
out our
part of it, but he
website.
comes out and he starts singing Mr. Rogers' "Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood."
You know
Not
what?
surprising.
Mike Patton can sing anything and everything, man. Faith No More's got that cover of "Easy Like Sunday Morning" that
Commodores.
you know Lionel Richie cover. Yeah, Commodore. I just
Yeah.
that. I'm not the biggest Mike Patton fan, but I mean that guy can
love that guy.
sing
Me too.
anything and everything.
He was one
so
of the, I got to meet him. When
really.
I went to the Guns N' Roses and that Metallica thing.
Oh
RCA
yeah,
Dome.
dude.
And
Yeah,
I
Jason
got to
Lovelace.
hang. I was backstage
cousin.
all night with him, and he was the nicest, coolest freaking guy out of everybody.
Man, I'm
I mean,
glad
he
to
was
hear
so
that.
cool. But also talking about that, I kind of tried to
awesome.
tell you guys about this, and I'm telling you guys, just hold your horses on this because
Your
the
horses or my
corn.
horses?
Well, don't get any bad ideas.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Also Corn,
Corn.
System of a Down, and Faith No More are doing some shows in California and stuff.
Yeah,
and-
that was a shame to hear.
Hold tight. From what I'm hearing from my sources, they're going to be doing a whole bunch of these this summer. So if you're save your money,
I hope so.
That's another big show.
Dude,
You'll
that's a
probably get to see.
major. That's a major '90s new metal. Just that'd be a dream come true to see those three bands together.
That'll be
Yeah.
a killer show.
Yeah, no shit.
So I hope they span that out. Mike talked about it before it was even announced, but when they announced it, yeah, it was only one show and it's in California. And we were all
Yeah.
like, wah, wah,
But
wah.
hold your horses. I'm hearing that they're trying to talk them into doing a whole nationwide tour, and I wouldn't doubt that happens.
You know, in all seriousness, if they do announce national, I'd be happy if Korn.
It's your phone.
I know.
If Korn just dropped off and just System and Faith tour because they haven't done
yeah.
anything for so long.
I know.
Right, and Korn's never stopped. Korn's
Right.
been Korn since 1990,
Four.
6? 4, yeah. So, I mean, I love them being on that tour, but we talked last week, like, who the heck is going to headline that freaking show? Like, that could be
I
a...
don't care. I just
Yeah.
want to be there. I mean,
Yeah.
I just want to be there.
It may be a 6-hour show where they
That's-
all play 2 hours.
That's like that's like the Pantera and White Zombie tour back in '97. It's just like they have to alternate nights because they're both headliners. This is 3 freaking headliners.
You know what? I don't care.
Right.
I
Yeah.
really
Just
don't.
bring that show
just
to us,
bring
man.
that show closer to us.
You're right, man. You're right.
Also, next, me and Scott were, all of us were getting a kick out of this earlier in the week. We were kind of chatting with each other that Ozzy Osbourne
Here we go.
has a new. Man, this guy is amazing on what he thinks up
Yeah,
for people.
absolutely.
But he is offering free tattoos if you get an Ozzy Osbourne tattoo all across the whole world. He's doing it from London, New York, Los Angeles, all over the countries. You got to find out if you go to tattoo.ozzy.com, find out where these tattoo shops are, and you could get a free Ozzy Osbourne tattoo. And if you do it, you get his album and everything before anybody else.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome, dude.
I mean,
Like, talk
where's this
about.
guy think this
yeah.
shit up at, man? It's
Well, Mike jokes about. What's that, Kyle?
Well, Sharon thinks that I'm.
yeah, probably.
Oh
should.
yeah, I'm sure it's all sharing, but still, I mean, every week, I 2 weeks ago, I done the news to give Mike a break, and we we're always striving to get an Ozzy story.
We
And
don't
it's-
have to strive nothing. This
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
just
you're
pulls it
right.
out of his ass, man.
Yeah,
I
every
swear
week
to you.
Ozzy finds a way to be in the story,
I
and this
know.
week it's like, hey, get a tattoo of me, and you can get my album for free.
Yeah,
Talk about a marketing scheme, dude.
But I've always wanted to get Ozzy on my hand like he has. I would do it with or without the album.
Yeah.
Just that, Mr. Osborne.
Hey, man, somebody in his camp might be watching.
You never know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I've always also wanted to get the Reaper that he has right here. I wanted to
Yeah,
get
that's
that as
that's
well.
pretty cool too.
Not on my titty, Bill.
Oh,
on my
I'm
titty.
sorry. I'm sorry.
But anyway, yeah.
They're excited to do everything.
And the cool thing is I guarantee you, I'll still get the album early.
Hey, we've got connections.
Oh,
I gotta say, shout out, man, my buddy Jake Davis,
You think Kyle would get, instead of Ozzy here, maybe you'd get in on his.
buddy Lane. Thanks
He
for
just be able to
watching.
get the O.
Oh, these guys. I'm just gonna do my shout outs over here.
That
Let
really
them
woke
do their
Kyle up there for a
thing.
second.
Watch the boss over here. Tell us to move along.
Move along.
All right. Another interesting story. This one really just came into play a day or two ago, so we don't have a lot of information on it. But there was a big fire at the a vinyl pressing plant in California.
This is bad, guys.
There's
This
only
is bad.
2 places in the entire world that make the laminate that go on vinyl records, and this was
bad.
one of them. The other one's in Japan, and
Yeah.
the music industry does not know what they're going to do. So if you're a vinyl collector,
Nah, not.
I don't
just-
think you're going to be getting here in the next few months. You might not be able to get vinyl records.
Yeah, this is bad news. I think Kyle and I both are big in the vinyl. I don't know if people. Scott too. I'm sorry, Scott. I don't know why. Well, I know you. But anyway, had to park some years. But gosh darn it, man! This vinyl is such an amazing format to buy music. Not only for the sound quality.
Packaging.
But the packaging is just phenomenal, and people don't know that, man. There is some special care that goes into making vinyl.
Absolutely.
And as Mike said, there's only 2 of these factories.
Yeah.
And
This
that
a damn
smell
shame,
too.
guys.
The smell of a vinyl.
That is
Especially
special.
The old one, especially.
The young kids don't know that because they download their music from the internet.
Yeah.
Even like tapes and CDs, man, they had a smell.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
in the music world of us selling vinyl, CDs, or whatever else, I mean, do you know the ultimate sound of music is actually vinyl?
It's
album?
vinyl.
Oh, yes.
It is, man.
It is.
It's
There's
better
no
than CD,
compression.
It's better than anything.
Yeah,
Like
better than 8
it's
tracks.
uncompressed. It's not
yeah.
over polished.
It is true studio sound.
Yep.
So this is a damn shame, guys.
Yeah.
So let's keep an eye on that story, and
Yeah, I
let's
know. I'll have to find out some more. About
man,
that.
we'll hope and pray for the best. It's one of those things, man. Like old machines, they you just can't replace them. So fingers crossed for that.
Last story of the week, other than we go into all the new music and concerts that are announced, but
It better be
Van
quick.
Morrison was knighted by Prince Charles yesterday.
That's special.
Now, I know what you're going to say.
You know.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Say it.
Say it.
Should have been Ozzy.
Should have been
before
Ozzy Osbourne.
anybody
I knew
else.
you were going to say that, and I freaking agree totally with you, but
That didn't happen.
Yeah,
I thought
no.
Ozzy did get
No,
knighted.
No.
it still hasn't.
Oh, what a shame.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
They've even had.
We're
Uh,
procrastinating.
Hashtags.
I mean, Van Morrison's not even
Ozzy.
from Great Britain or anything.
Yeah.
You
He's
know.
Irish.
Yeah, or...
Yeah.
but,
I don't get that.
you know,
but-
I know, and Ozzy's from, and they still haven't knighted
Brown Eyed
him, which
Girl,
was
right?
bullshit. But-
Yeah, I mean, Brown Eyed Girl's it's a righteous song, and he's got
Well,
some
he's held his own. He holds his own in the world of music, but still,
Yeah.
He's not Ozzy.
sweet.
Not Ozzy.
there's been petitions started for Ozzy to get knighted. I just don't think it's going to do any good.
I don't know. You know, those...
Come on.
You know, the Prince Charles and them, they...
That's as
He's
bad
got
as the
too
Super
much
Bowl.
of a bad past.
But hell, he's played
But who
for him
cares?
at Buckingham Palace before, So
I mean, they have to make that decision. Nobody else will make
Joe's
it for them.
tuning
So.
in.
who
What's up,
knows?
Joe?
All right, well, I'm going to go into
Jerry Cormier.
telling some of the new music and stuff that we found out about this week, so you guys kind of
Because there ain't shit.
get ready to try to save your money for this as well. Real quick, David Bowie put out some new stuff. We put that song online. We're still learning some stuff about that. Another big thing was Pearl Jam released a video for that Dances of the Clairvoyants. It's their first video they've even done in 7 years.
There's 3 of them, I think, dude.
Yeah, but this is one actually that Pearl Jam's in and actually played.
Okay.
The other ones just were just
Oh,
pictures
okay.
and stuff.
Okay.
So,
I didn't read the details, I guess.
but that's interesting. It's the first time in 7 years.
Yeah,
You did.
absolutely.
Yeah, Pearl Jam, dude. I check that song out. It's killer. It's dancey.
Um,
I shake
Now
my
this
ass to
was
it.
freaking cool, and I know I'm sure you're excited about this. Static X is going to release an album, and it is with Wayne.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
They had a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I know. Look at that. Gee.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Looks
Not
like a
that.
baby's
I
arm.
know, it's like a baby's arm.
You stole that from me.
Yeah, Yeah, it's Lost Recordings with Wayne before he passed away.
Yeah.
There is some remixes of older songs with with their new singer who's going by Zero. But yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I did post
seriously. Yeah.
I did post the new song.
Yeah, the song's called Hollow.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
The album's going to be called Project Regeneration.
Yep.
And I don't know, it's going to be a double CD or they're going to put out 2 consecutive CDs because they already have 20 songs that they're going to put out with that they found
That's
with Wayne
one
and stuff. Yeah.
It was
Killer.
12.
Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. More
So,
Wayne, the better.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah,
So
definitely.
Hell yeah.
I know everybody's excited about that, since
Definitely.
he passed, and at least they had a lot of stuff on, in catalog that they could put back out from him. So
And they don't have
that one hit me pretty good. Wayne,
Yeah.
Wayne hit me pretty good.
and they don't have an ex-wife trying to hold it back from us fans.
Oh, she died too.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Tara?
Yeah.
Yeah, she died too.
Yeah, real quick, man, crazy, really cool story. I had a friend in the military that was on leave, and I promised him I'd take him to a show. It just so happened to be Megadeth with Static X opening at the Vogue in Indy. And I met Static X's bass player's
Tony.
dad.
Oh, no.
The bass player's dad. And, talked to him about what time Static X was coming on, and he was all like, man, it's all revolves around Wayne, when Wayne's ready. He was real prominent about, Wayne's got to do his hair and all this. And it was just crazy. Like, Megadeth was cool, but at the time, just seeing Static X, dude, they were the opening band, but, I was like really, it was the Egyptian Room. Golly, talk about high energy and just,
Oh, yeah.
oh, dude, what's up? He was just on fire.
I've seen Static many times, and I met him once. And
Oh, man, I didn't get to meet him personally, but.
I met him, and that's a crazy story. We could tell a different time, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's short, but
yeah.
it's really fucked up.
Man, but great band, dude. Static X was just, one of those, like, talk about working out and wanting to get some extra energy and oomph. Man.
Industrial metal.
Industrial metal, man. You got it.
Evil Disco is what Wayne labeled their music.
Oh, that's killer, dude. That's a great label.
Too.
Well,
yeah, very.
since you mentioned
Kirby's watching.
Megadeth again, Dave Mustaine called me earlier this week. Since him and Crawford been having this feud after, me and him had this big fist fight a long time ago. And
You and
he's
him
been
back in the
threatening
90s.
both of us for quite a while. And he told me that if I didn't say anything about this, he would come and threaten you even more and try to kick our ass and shit.
I ain't
So,
scared.
I
Wow.
know. Come on, Dave.
I don't know, guys.
Kicked your ass before.
If you'll remember 2 weeks ago, I told that story, man. His daughter came out and said he's bigger and stronger than ever.
Yeah.
So
But-
you guys better get your.
Yeah, I know, man.
You better be ready.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you better be ready.
I'll go Hoist Gracie on him. He's have a shot.
He's getting all pumped up, I think. 'Cause
Dude,
he knows, he got his butt kicked before and won't have to do it again.
I love a
So.
comeback story. And
But the
he's got
Megadeth and Lamb of God are going to be doing the Mayhem Fest. That's been announced. The first one's on July 10th in Illinois, so that's going to be something.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't wait for that, man. I'm so pumped for that new Mayhem.
yeah.
What was you gonna say?
I was just say, there's a date leaked. It's only a matter of a short time before we get a full lineup and a full itinerary. So
Yeah.
that'll be exciting.
What was the leak? Was it anybody other than who'd you say?
Blabbermouth is one who
That's
yeah,
just
but
leaked it all out.
The Megadeth and the Lamb of God.
Megadeth. Okay, Megadeth and Lamb of God. Man, that's two. Like, I've seen both of them live, and like I said,
There's gonna be some other really big bands.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Because they're really trying to bring this back with.
yeah, I guarantee
Forward.
it, man.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so fired up for it. I can't wait.
And then talking about Lamb of God, they released a brand new song for their album. Self-titled album is going to come out on May 8th, called Checkmate. It's on our web pages too if you want to listen to it.
Yep, check
So-
it out. It's fun. It's a heavy
Yeah.
hitter, man.
Yeah, that's going to be a big time album there.
It's a heavy hitter. I just saw them open up for Slayer
Same.
a couple months ago, and my gosh, man,
They killed it. They killed it.
Yeah, they did. I'm a big believer in listen to a CD all day long, but you see a live band
Yeah.
that tells their true. That's
Yeah.
And man, they bring it live.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Another thing announced this week: Testament and Black Dahlia Murder are going to be touring together. Testament has a new album called Titans of Creation out in April. And it looks like the closest you're going to see this show is in Columbus, Ohio on May 15th.
Yep.
But this is going to be something pretty big this year.
I want to see
Eric-
Testament bad.
Yeah.
Man, me too. I need to get into them a little heavier.
Black Dahlia is really good too.
Yeah, they
I've
are.
seen them.
Yes.
Yeah, they're a newer metal band, but Testament's been around for like how many years, Scott?
Been around since '84.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
It's
yeah,
like one of those
man.
first bands
Bay
you know, we
Area-
kind of
Bay
listen
Area,
to.
right?
I don't know
Yeah.
why they're not in the top four,
Yeah.
like the big thrash top.
They're right there. There's the big four. The right below them is like Testament, Exodus, Overkill.
Yeah, dude, Testament.
Stuff like that.
I mean, they're legendary guys. They ought to be there, but
Absolutely.
And in the same breath of that, Judas Priest is working on a new album, following up their Firepower album.
golly,
Oh yeah.
Did
Can't
you
wait.
know that the Firepower album, their last album, was their most successful album, and it reached number 5 on the Billboard charts.
Yeah.
that's
I did.
insane, dude.
Out of all the albums they did, their
You-
last one was their
No,
most
you
successful album of all time.
I
Liar.
didn't know that.
It was a big hit for them.
I saw the press release.
Kyle's
Yeah.
got his pants down, with his ass shaking in the air, claiming he knew that already.
Yeah, you know,
Uh,
I'll let it put it past you. Though.
I just now.
Yeah, like the fuck.
What?
How old is
Halford?
Rob Halford? Thank
He's
you.
got to be in his early
68,
70s.
68 or 69.
He's-
70 yet.
He's
You know what?
Ozzy
Honestly, to
age.
me, he's like the what?
Ozzy Osbourne age at least.
Yeah, dude, he's like the lesser version of Ozzy to me. Honestly, man, he's like that godfather of metal.
Except he's been sober for over 30 years.
Yeah.
So praises to him
Yeah.
And
for
He needs a
being
way
as
better
amazing
this
as
guy
a,
should have gotten the Hall of Fame this year.
oh, you better believe it. Judas Priest.
It hurts me to watch him right now.
Yeah, man, that's
Alfred?
Yeah, he looks like he's in pain.
yeah, but he comes out. He's been on that Golden Gods Awards,
Yeah.
man. He's one of the, he's just like Ozzy. He'll die on
Alright.
stage.
Move
We're
on.
talking
boss
about
is talking.
sophomore albums. That White Stripes, their sophomore album. There's going to be the 20th anniversary. They're releasing.
20 years.
Yeah, no kidding. They're releasing a new album from that album with 30 unreleased tracks.
Woo!
So,
Damn.
and it's only going to be on vinyl. So
Maybe.
Oh,
maybe,
damn.
yeah,
Maybe.
So,
I know Jack White's a huge fan of vinyl.
Yeah.
A lot of Pearl Jam has always been a huge fan of vinyl. So
Yeah.
a couple stories ago,
Vitality came out on vinyl 2
Two-
weeks before it came out on CD.
they've always done that. Pearl Jam's always
Yeah.
been release their stuff on vinyl prior. So we'll see what happens.
yeah.
We got to move along,
Yeah.
but still, man, that vinyl factory burning down, that's a huge deal,
I'm
guys.
telling you guys, this is going to devastate vinyl because it's
Oh.
so popular right now. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's popular
I mean,
for so many different reasons.
CDs might be coming back
But-
before you know it.
These kids don't know what they're missing, man.
All right, next on the list.
What's up,
I'm a
Joe
huge
Joplin?
alternative, and,
Yeah,
and
Joe
I'm probably one
Joplin.
of the few people who listen to rap here, but
We
this
got
is
a
kind of
couple.
cool.
I got a
The
couple.
Dead Milkmen are putting out a new album,
Okay.
and that's going to be coming out.
That's big, man.
The last album in like 6-7 years since the Pretty Music for Pretty People album came out. So if you're an alternative like me, I'm kind of got an
Yeah.
obscure taste. That's going to be huge coming out.
Yeah, my
So-
buddy that I work with, Eric Rumler, man. He, talked to him earlier this
Yeah.
week about saying hey to you.
Yeah.
Big rap
He
fan.
knows-
So,
him and AD
Rumler,
know their
there you
rap.
go, buddy. There
Yeah.
you go. See, we're not leaving you rap
Yeah.
fans out.
No, man, him and AD knew their rap like crazy. So
The boss is getting
yeah.
fussy over
All right,
there.
a couple
You better-
more things real quick before we get into the concerts and stuff. But this is kind of cool for us Eastern Indiana people. Chris Kattan from Saturday Night Live is going to be doing a comedy show in Muncie on April 17th.
Dude, I want to go so bad. I love Chris Kattan. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Chris Kattan fan. Friends.
He had that neck injury. He was on Dancing with the Stars and struggled so bad because he had a neck
No,
injury.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Chris Kattan.
So doing this.
Yeah, really.
That
no
was
kidding.
that was the comedy aspect of it. Everybody, but I mean that's not really what it's from.
Yeah.
But that was
So I mean, Muncie people, you got somebody coming doing a comedy show.
man. That's only a half hour from us,
Yeah.
man.
And then
That's in
real
April.
quick, I know like the biggest show of the year was the Mandalorian, the Star Wars with Baby Yoda and all that. They announced that the second season is going to start here in October.
Yeah.
So that's going to be huge.
And it's rumored to already have signed for 5 more seasons.
Yep.
Too.
Oh man, why not, dude?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the biggest thing Disney has going for them.
Yep.
Yep.
Quick thing, real quick. There was a lot of good new CDs that came out this week. You had Green Day, the new STP, Sepultura, and Not a Surf. All were big albums. I'm sure everybody will be wanting to grab those or listen to those this week.
I've been listening.
We listened to Green Day on the way here.
Oh my gosh, man, I can't get into that new.
Very good.
My kids and I love that Green Day, and because of the title of that new Green Day, I mean that was the first turn off because it's not family oriented. I don't know if anybody wants to say
like
it.
that. It should be balls out.
It should be, but Billy's got some kind of weird effect on his voice, and it just sounds too poppy. And but the Stone Temple Pilots, oddly enough, I didn't want to like it because I miss Scott Weiland so bad. But golly, man, it's freaking badass. So check out the new STP and that Not a Surf. I didn't know since that popular song back in the 90s, they've got like 6 or 8 albums out, dude.
Yeah, it was just kind of interesting. Sometimes you see these titles that you seen 20 years ago, and you're like, oh my god, what happened to them? But
Yeah, dude,
it's
they're
just one of those bands.
They're like a jam band,
Yeah.
man. They're killer. They're great musicians. Very well educated. Check out Not a Surf too.
All right, I'm gonna go through some of the concerts they announced this week, so you guys can save your money for this.
Yeah.
There's so many freaking concerts this year. It's just ridiculous.
2020 is huge for live shows.
I knew this was going to happen, but
Yeah.
first of all, I know Scott's a big fan of Leanne Rimes, so
You know he is.
Yeah, I got backstage passes already.
Here we go again. I got
April 10th she's going to be at Brown County.
Imagine that, Brown County.
Imagine, yeah, you said it.
I always do that every show.
Giggity,
I say
giggity.
imagine that.
I like
I say that all the time though, so I can't help it.
Giggity.
So,
March 22nd, Tad Benoit is going to be at the Vogue. If you're a guitar blues guy like me, I've actually seen this guy before. He's awesome. You ought to check
What's
that
his
out.
name?
Tad Benoit.
Tad Benoit.
Yeah, he's a great blues guy.
I don't know how to spell that, but I'll try.
August 24th, of course, you got Guns N' Roses at Lucas Oil.
There you go.
That was the big one of the week.
GNR.
I also announced September 5th, Incubus and 311 are going to be at Deer Creek.
That'd be a good.
That's a killer
Yeah.
90s lineup
Yeah.
right there. Incubus
I
is
think it'd
great,
be good.
guys.
311.
Regardless of what Scott said.
August 6th, Goo Goo Dolls are going to be at White River. They just released their 12th album.
White River's newly
Yeah.
revamped.
Yeah.
White River. That's
I think this is kind of cool. Coheed and Cambria are going to be touring and coming out with new
Saw
stuff.
that's a big prog rock. Man, I can't get into that guy, that
Yeah.
singer.
I like it.
The music's phenomenal, but his high pitched, like, I mean, it's an acquired taste, but
Yeah. Fort Wayne, September 9th. So.
great news. I'll shut up.
Now, if you ever want to see somebody get really excited and start dancing here, July 15th,
Uh-oh.
Dead and Company are going to be at
Fuck
Deer
yeah.
Creek.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say somebody else, but now Tim Matney's all over
No,
it.
I'm all over it too.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's awesome, So to see those guys, they're
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Now
legends, man,
There's
so.
another.
I'm pretty sure that the
You gonna
Maker will be
mention
at
Fish?
that one.
well.
I
We
will
did
be.
that last week, but
Okay.
Definitely.
I just got to say, man, my buddy Sam Forkham is watching, so I want to say, Sam, if you didn't watch last week, those Fish shows, man, comment, let me know if you're going to any of those shows, and I want to go. I want to meet up with you, Sam.
I saw a thing for 3-day passes for that.
yeah.
I didn't see prices.
Also, if
3-day
you're,
passes for that, but I didn't see prices.
you can also
Okay,
we
so-
posted this all like everything on the show. When I was reading about the article, there's ways you can buy tickets early if you read that article. So go in there and check that out, and you might be able to buy them early.
There you go. Go to Imagine That.
Yeah.
And we've got it posted.
Yeah.
So, Sam, keep me posted on that, buddy. I'm dying to hang out with you. So.
Now, this one's the one that's interesting because we just found out about it and we posted this on there. I don't know how many fans we have of this, but April 23rd, ICP is going to be at the Emerson.
I posted that because
Emerson.
of Dave Lawson sent that to me,
Yeah.
and
But the Emerson, they are.
check this
They're
out,
getting ready
guys.
to reopen the Emerson. They've been trying to
Yes.
get donations and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great place. I mean, I remember hanging
Oh,
out and
it's,
meeting
man.
Deftones back in the day there.
I've played so many shows there
yeah.
myself.
I mean,
Skylights, man.
I mean, this place was an incredible part of Indianapolis history.
Yeah.
And for that to come back now and
Yes.
start out with like one of the first shows being ICP, that is just
It's
incredible.
huge, man. Yeah.
Incredible. So
Yeah. That's big news for all of us local fans.
So that is really it for the week. Other than now, we always like to end our show with our big top 10 list of things. Like I said, this week we did the best sophomore, the second albums ever bands that we thought were maybe better than the first. And this was really fun. We had a lot of good time with this. So,
Not so much better, but still good.
yeah, well,
I don't know if for mine I could say better, but
well, if you would have
Look.
listened, Bill, that was the idea of the whole
Damn
thing.
it,
gosh
Bill.
darn it. Now see, I just cut my list in
He
half.
just loves the sound of his own goddamn voice.
I know, listen to him, gee whiz.
Well,
Who, him or him?
look,
Good point, Scott.
Kyle, pull your pants up, man. We know
Just
you're
watch it.
excited,
I'll pull him
but we
down
don't need
for
to
you
see
later,
that
baby.
microscopic. Go ahead.
I'll pull him down for you later, baby.
Oh,
Well, if nothing else,
that's on a different YouTube channel.
Bill, if Scott feels that way, at least we can make us a Scott sandwich right now.
You know.
You guys have been doing that a lot tonight.
We just love you.
Oh, well, he leaned into it.
I did.
I was faking.
I
and
did.
He leaned in like that was almost as bad as when I licked
He got it.
Kyle's head by accident.
Listen, I'm a
Oh.
hoe. What can I say?
Yeah, no shit.
I've had
You
two.
do that shit by accident.
I have had two
Did it anyway.
scarifying incidents since I started this Imagine
What
That
do you
project.
expect?
Right.
It won't be your last.
fucking
no.
dummy.
Scarifying is a word.
No,
I
it's
created it. And licking your head was where scarifying first started. If you had saw the scars on my tongue after I licked your head before the doctor cured it, you would know.
Better than licking something else.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Did you see colors? And
I looked
everything?
about
Yeah.
it.
It's like licking acid or something.
Like licking a toad's ass.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw things that you guys, I promise, don't ever want to see after I looked his head. Man, I had
We were not
thoughts in
say
my
that
mind.
because honestly, if we go into Newcastle this week or tonight when we go to the bar, everybody's going to come around trying to lick Kyle's
Oh,
head.
that would be funny.
It's like the new Toad's ass,
Yep.
Kyle's head. I promise you guys, you don't want to go
Now
there.
he's going. You know what? He's going to be buying a house in Hawaii because now he's got the pussy candle going. Now he's going to have lick Kyle's head for $20. They're going to be lined up everywhere.
Lick Kyle's
No.
head, and it's the same as fact taking a 10 strip.
You do not want the nightmares that I had.
Are we gonna do this goddamn list?
Yeah.
The nightmares that I
Alright.
had after licking his head were
Next week's episode, top 10
unimaginable.
jokes.
Yeah, top 10 Kyle jokes.
You can imagine that, but
Alright.
you can't imagine that.
All right,
Fucking
well,
hell.
let's start. Did
Go
you
ahead,
have any
Kyle.
ideas for a few?
Okay, so
Sophomore
here's our
album.
list for sophomore albums.
We're gonna let Eric go.
I
first.
think,
You got a couple?
maybe one you guys don't have is the Marshall Mathers LP.
I had that on my list,
Yeah.
actually.
Great.
Yes, I did.
I would not have guessed you had that. So
And
good.
then Dr. Dre's 2001.
Duh, both of those
That's
are
good.
amazing.
Yeah, see, I
Eric
did
Kidd.
some rap ones because I didn't think you guys
Yeah.
would do any rap ones.
The
So.
third one, I think, I only got 3 of them, is the Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory.
See, I didn't- yeah.
All three
Yeah.
great choices there.
Yeah,
All
very
three.
good, man. I didn't even think of that one. That's a slam dunk.
Yeah, and Oasis was huge for that '90s movement. So
Yeah.
I saw that on a lot of lists, but to hear him say it,
All right,
kudos, Garrett. Kudos.
all right,
Okay.
cheese dick. What you got?
Okay.
Good Lord, this is gonna be awful.
Cheesecake.
Fuck you.
What?
Number 10, Crowbar. If anybody's a fan in this room,
I-
it's Crawford.
That supposedly they have a tour coming up. It's not yet announced, but I want us all to go.
Oh, your inside source just told you that.
Okay.
You're right.
Number 9, 9 Inch Nails, Downward Spiral.
Yeah,
That's probably on everybody's
that's
list.
A really good one.
Good call. Good call.
Number 8, To Anima. That asshole. can
Hey,
talk about
fuck
that
you
record.
for saying that, because you know that's
Oh
mine.
yeah, I knew that Bill was gonna put that one on.
But anyway, move on.
Number 7,
Bill
Anthrax
Cry.
spreading the disease. When last time I saw Anthrax live and they played Medusa, I fucking freaked out and scared my buddy, screaming, "Fucking Medusa!" Finally. And number
you're
6,
hilarious.
Megadeth. Peace Sells, but who's buying?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's got great one.
Actually,
Best record they did.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite Megadeth songs, man. So-
Number 5, Slipknot, Iowa. I cannot listen
Oh,
to that.
dude,
Yeah.
good
I cannot-
call.
Fucking listen to that record anymore because I listened to it so much when it first came out.
Oh, dude, you could still. I'm putting it in when we get out of here.
Number 4, Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power.
Oh, you
I know
robbed
it's
that from Scott.
technically the 6th record, but you
No,
don't
it's
count
okay
it.
with Phil. No, you're good.
Yeah. Number 3,
Nice.
Pearl Jam Versus.
Mhm.
I love it more than the first record.
I disagree with that, but it's okay.
Number 2, Primus Sailing the Seas of Cheese.
That's a good one. I thought
I'm
that
glad
was-
you
yeah.
said that, because I'm not a
Yeah.
huge Primus fan, but Primus Live, I freaking love.
Yeah.
That's a great call.
Coming from a Primus fan.
I mean, I love Frizzle Fry, but that was like
Sailing the Seas.
Yeah, that
was Frizzle Fry the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like experimental
Which-
Primus.
That record just had a 25th anniversary of its release Tuesday, I think.
The one you said?
No,
Frizzle
Frizzle
Fry.
Fry. record.
So the one you said, we'll have a 25th coming up.
Yeah.
Nice, maybe we'll get a tour.
Number 1, Metallica, Ride the Lightning.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can't go without saying that.
That was on my list too.
I am still technically an 11-year-old kid sitting in his house in Sunnyside listening to that fucking record.
Oh,
I
dude,
mean,
yeah.
I love it
Yeah.
still to this
Yeah,
day.
that's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah, man, like you said, you can't go without mentioning that. Great list, Kyle.
Absolutely.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
You rushed through it very well, but there were some of those that were worth a million words.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start mine, and I promise I'll try to be fast, but gosh darn it, man. This, like Mike said, this list was so hard because there's so many of these albums that are just so meaningful. I want to start it with saying STP's Purple, because talk about a 90s band that was so influential. STP, their first album, Core, was phenomenal. They followed it up with Purple. Man, it's just great. And I can't go without saying, because I'm a thrash metal fan, and as I've said, I've seen Slayer 18 times live. Hell Awaits. Not my favorite Slayer album, but just, man, at the time, there was nothing else like it. And I got to go back to another 90s. I crossed one out just so I could add this one, because it was the first song I ever got in a mosh pit to. The Breeders, a 90s band.
Oh, yeah, man.
Last Splash.
Wow.
Um,
What's their second record?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's
And
a
the
good
song
one.
Cannonball.
Cannonball.
I was at, that was another 94 Lollapalooza.
Yep.
When that song came on, I was like, man, I gotta go to the pit. Me and Joe Griffin, if you're still watching Joe, we ran back to the pit. You know, one of our buddies was like, you guys are gonna get ripped in half. But obviously we did not get ripped in half. You know, yeah, we pitted during the Breeders' Cannonball. So then I'll go to my number 4, and this is probably, Scott will agree with me on this one, Marilyn Manson, Antichrist Superstar. Man, you can't go without saying that, dude. That was such a strong, like, it was industrial metal, but also rock and freaking roll, man. Just so many great songs. Now I'm going to go a little off the track here, just to be different. Hank 3, man. Very much like his grandfather, Hank Sr. Not so much like his dad, Hank Williams Jr., but more like Hank Sr. He had an album, Love Sick, Broken, Drifting. That was his second album. Sam Porter, man, he'll go right along with me,
Anthony
man.
Thompson, we'll tell you.
Anthony, yes, Anthony's another one. There's Cecil Brown, song called 7 Months, 39 Days, man. The title track, Love Sick, Broken, Drifting. If you want to talk about some classic country drinking music, look no farther.
Yeah, I gave that record to my dad a few years ago.
Oh, dude, it's killer. I'm telling you. And I'm going to stick with the country lines. Go with another odd one just to be off the track. Old Crow Medicine Show, which I wore the shirt and saved it for this moment.
I love those guys.
The Old Crow Medicine Show, a lot of people may not know, and they've changed some members throughout the years, but their second album, Big Iron World, it had their version of Wagon Wheel. That's an old Bob Dylan song.
When Steve Edwards would play that out at the Magic Store all the damn
Him
time.
and I, yeah, Steven and I,
yeah.
we talked about them a lot.
Yeah.
I saw them at Earlham College, dude, out on the football field. I bet there wasn't 200 people there.
I wish I would get to see them there.
Oh, dude, there's a song like Down Home Girl, Cocaine Habit. Man, look that up. That's a hilarious song. Bobcat Tracks. Fellas. Boss, don't listen to this, but Fellas, Minglewood Blues, check that out. Anyway, moving on. I changed this one just because I had to add. We talked about them earlier. Faith No More, The Real Thing.
Oh shit!
That is shit. And I got to thank my sister for this. Oddly enough,
That is their second album.
It is technically, but I would have said Angel Dust.
I had two. Now, see, I was never, but I had two major influences on my early music listening experiences. One of them, my cousin Jason, got me into GNR Lies, and the other one was my sister, got me into Rage Against the Machine, which I could add Evil Empire, but I won't. And she got me into Faith No More. And The Real Thing, yeah. If you don't know, man, check that out. Do yourself a favor.
Oh, yeah.
My number 8,
Masterpiece.
I got to give another thanks to one of Scott and I's best main buds. God rest his soul. Bill Prince, he got me into Johnny Cash. And this is a weird one because the only way this is his sophomore album is if you go by his American recordings.
Yeah.
His
Gotcha.
second American recordings was Unchained.
Yes.
And that had his remake of Rusty Cage by,
Soundgarden.
yes, that we talked about earlier. Freaking amazing, man. Has Robo, Country Boy, and one that everybody knows. I've Been Everywhere, man. That's just, gosh, that song, man, that's amazing.
That whole record's amazing.
Being a kid of the 90s, I cannot go without saying Nevermind. It changed the face of music in the 90s. It was so huge to that genre. It's got to be said. I won't say nothing else more about it. And an honorable mention I want to throw in there with that is Alice in Chains' Dirt. To this day, that album's just unspeakably amazing. And you guys know, I can't go without saying Anima from Tool. That was just the pinnacle album that made Tool more than just another angry, angsty metal band.
They were just another band.
Yeah, before Anima. Anima's what really got them into the prog rock genre. Of course, their follow-up, Lateralis, was what really sent them over the top. But I want to throw in with Anima because I used to go to Muncie. Of course, Karma first, but Hot Topic after that. Our good buddy Jason Kindred used to play Anima, which would attract me into the store. And his current band, Void King, man, their second album, Baron Dominion, is freaking amazing.
Good album.
So that's Void King's sophomore album, which is their current new album. If you guys haven't checked out Void King, do yourselves a favor, especially if you're a fan of like Danzig or Crowbar or any of that doom metal. I mean, they praise The doom metal gods, man.
Praise the
But
riff.
just praise the riff is what Void King always says.
Yep.
But man, I had that on my headphones earlier today. I was doing dishes, which everybody hates to do. But you put some good doom metal on, man, it makes it a lot more tolerable. So
Alright.
I've got a million other honorable mentions, but I'll let Scott take over.
All right, cool.
You know, that's
So you actually made a list this week?
Yeah, I did. I made it like 4 days early.
Now, you know why he made a list, just to give you an idea. The electricity went out in Newcastle, and he had nothing to do.
Nothing else
that's
better
why
to
he had
do.
It wasn't that night, though. That night did suck.
2 a.m. in the morning.
Couldn't get on the 22nd.
Now, a few of mine are already been said, so
Yeah.
Oh, you're good, man.
some of my honorable mention real quick is STP Purple, like Bill said, great sophomore record. 9 Inch Nails, Downward Spiral, absolutely, Kyle.
Good call on both.
Alice in Chains, Dirt,
Gotta say
absolutely.
it. Gotta say it.
Uh,
Heavy metal at its finest.
technically, in my opinion, I think their sophomore record is Illusions with Guns N' Roses,
Okay.
because Lies was on an album.
And again, Jason Loveless, thank you for that, man. Just that is usually just 1 and 2.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal.
Manson, Antichrist is another one Bill already said.
but you can't deny.
No, that album's still probably one of the best ones he's ever done, period.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
the only other one I have that was said, I've got to go another again with Kyle, Slipknot, Iowa.
Man, I can't believe I left that off my
You can't
list.
not say that because it blows the self-titled album out of the water.
Well,
What is
I
it?
don't really think that.
I do, by far.
I
So,
wanna F
they're
her
both-
throat and F the wound. Oh man.
Yeah.
Just, I'll stop there. I just.
but onto some other ones that I did just straight from my brain. Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
talking about that.
I'm gonna half my list is gonna be crossed off because
Yeah, shame on you for not thinking we would have been outside the box.
I didn't know what was gonna happen here.
Shout at the Devil was way better than Too Fast for Love.
Oh, just
But-
fuck you, but respectfully.
What?
Respectfully,
What's
fuck
that?
you.
Well, it was
No, I love Too
It
Fast
was
for
so
Love.
raw,
Don't
and
get
it
me
was
wrong.
like a garage or something.
Right.
And then you went to that, it was totally different.
I'll say the first time I saw Crew live, which was way later on, they opened with "Shout at the Devil,"
They usually do.
and I forget what the second song was, but it was off the same album.
Right.
And was "Too Fast for Love" or "Kickstart My Heart"? Was those on?
No, those are.
No,
Those are different. But,
Kickstart My Heart is
Kickstart
Dr.
My
Feelgood.
Heart.
okay. Well, anyway, but still,
Uh,
that's another one that my cousin got me into, and yeah. Go ahead.
Another one on my list is Danzig 2.
Ooh, good one.
Because it's just a masterpiece.
Which album?
Do not take hallucinogenics and listen to that album.
Yeah, dude, Danzig 2, Lucifuge is definitely. Don't get me wrong, Self-Titled was a fucking great record. But
Oh,
Danzig
yeah.
2 just. Devil's Plaything, Her Back, Black Wings, I'm the One. I mean, you just can't.
But tread lightly.
Yeah.
It is evil at its finest.
Another one on my
Killer,
list,
though.
and this may surprise a lot of people, as amazing as their debut was, Van Halen 2.
Killer.
Love that record. It's got such cool songs on it. It's got, Eddie Showcase and more. They did a little bit of a style than the first record.
It does have my favorite song on it, DOA.
Right, DOA, Women in Love. I mean, it's just got a lot of good songs on it. Somebody get me a doctor.
DOA's got such a good fucking groove to
It does. And that's, like I said, that's why I picked that one.
Good pick, man. Good pick.
Next is White Zombie, Astro Creep 2000.
Yeah.
How did I leave that off? I saw that tour. I saw that tour. The big robot came out on
Yes.
stage. Oh, great pick,
Good
dude.
call.
Absolutely, man.
Great pick, man.
Yeah.
Great
Don't
pick.
get me wrong, the Sex Resisto is fucking awesome, but
Oh,
when
you
Astro
can't
Creep
deny
came
that.
out,
It was
man.
something else.
Shock rock at its finest.
Absolutely. Next, real quick, is Zeppelin 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, God,
I figured Mike had that. It's why I left it off.
I
man.
couldn't. That being my
Whole
top
lot of love on
second-
Ramblin'.
Yeah, that album.
I mean, it's
I've got that on vinyl
all time.
I did.
It's one of my greatest.
I know what you're gonna say next. I bet too.
Two more real quick, then I'll do my number one. Next on my list is Ozzy, Diary of a Madman.
Of course.
I think it's a better album than Blizzard of Oz.
Yeah, I do.
That's not the Ozzy thing I thought you were gonna say, but
That's probably coming
opening
in.
with
no, okay, I
Open
knew you were
Mouth.
going to because I had that on my list. That's one of my top all-time
Oh, I
second
mean,
albums.
Over the Mountains, a killer opener.
absolutely. And You Can't Kill Rock and Roll. That album's just, and the song Diary. Anyway, next on my list is Blind Melon Soup.
Good one, dude.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't have
Such
thought
a better
that.
album than their self-titled first release. Soup was phenomenal, beginning to end. Paul Gross, Scott Cargill, me, Bill, all of us were just so into Blind Melon at that point.
Shout out to old Justin
And then
Pepper.
Justin Pepper, of
Yeah,
course,
gotta
Rest
be
Your
in.
Soul too.
Yeah, man.
I missed that train,
I
dude.
miss
Getting
him.
on the Blind Melon.
You should give it another ride.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah.
I really should.
And
Shannon
start with
Hoon.
Soup. Start with Soup. Telling
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
so.
it's a shame. Another odd one I had, Beck Odelay, was a great sophomore album.
It was.
Yeah.
It
I hope
was.
I didn't take that from Mike, but
No, wait a minute. You didn't say the one?
I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
Another one, since I had a couple that matched, is Down 2, Bustle
Oh,
Your Head
yeah.
Broke.
Oh, wow, yeah. Good call.
okay, good call.
Nola is untouchable, don't get me wrong, but Down 2
Well-
was phenomenal.
I could say
Everything they've
Like,
ever done has
Well,
been
exactly.
I love the current music that Korn makes, but
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of Life is Peachy,
I
which was
didn't-
their
I-
sophomore.
When I was going through my bands, Life is Peachy
Yeah,
is not
dude, it
that
was-
great a sophomore record for them.
Yeah, but they've got other ones. Same thing with Pearl Jam. I know Kyle said Versus, but
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Versus.
And I bounce
It's got
over-
great songs.
Yeah.
But there's just other songs, and Vitology to me is a much stronger record. So,
Oh, yes, it is.
yeah, and like
We're talking
Mike
about
said, he
second.
wanted our list to be albums that are better than the what?
Nothing.
Are you making fun of my hand movements,
No.
bro?
No.
Because I talk with my
Listen, I'll
hands,
cut you real big.
and I, you know,
He's got a razor blade on his neck.
he does have a razor blade.
Don't
on
touch it, it'll cut you.
Oh. Now, if the nipple don't cut you, the razor blade will.
That's right.
Mike,
Razor
let's hear
nipples.
yours, buddy.
Well,
No,
But-
no, he's
Crawford
he's
didn't
got
give
one
it
that we
number
both
one.
agreed on, and I saw on his list.
Oh,
so.
so my number one all-time favorite sophomore album, you cannot give it to fucking Black Sabbath,
Yep.
Paranoid.
Yeah.
Hey man, I had that on mine and
It's one of the
forgot.
greatest sophomore albums of all time.
Yes.
I've told that story a few times.
Do you realize, and I did a lot of homework on some of these, that
Oh yeah.
their first album, it wasn't even out hardly a year, and they put out Paranoid
Yeah.
Right.
after that.
So they were probably
I
written
mean,
already.
yeah. I mean,
But I mean, what songs, dude? Did Paranoid had like?
War Pigs.
Yeah, Fairies
Iron
Wear
Man.
Boots.
Iron
Yeah,
Man.
Iron Man. How can you deny?
Yeah.
Boom.
Hand of Doom, Electric
Oh,
Funeral,
I mean,
Song Paranoid.
Yeah, an old hippie friend of mine and Joe's, and probably Eric was there a few times. Her name was Iris. We'd go over there and smoke a reaper bong. But anyway, she had all vinyls is all she had. And Paranoid was one of our number ones we always picked up, dude. Just,
Planet Caravan. That whole
yes,
album.
Planet
that
Caravan.
is one of the greatest albums of all time. It is.
Front to back, man.
Yeah,
That
so-
album just never
I'm surprised
stops.
Crawford didn't say Pantera.
That was their second album, in my opinion. It's not
Yeah,
their second
Pantera's
album.
another one we
Oh,
kind of left
yeah,
out
you-
because
the hairband
um,
records.
which one was it with It was Vulgar, right? When Pantera became metal.
Well,
Their
there's
second
Yeah, but
album.
Vulgar's not really their
Different type
maybe
of metal.
the way you look at it, it's not really their second album.
Right.
well,
so-
there was Cowboys before that, and then before that they had an album with Phil called Power Metal,
Yeah.
where they were
Yeah.
starting to change.
So Pantera's hard to say.
So I mean, that's the way you look at it.
And that's, my favorite. But
Radiohead, The Benz is another one.
I couldn't
Anyway.
say.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll shut
That
up.
was
Go
on my
ahead.
list too.
Go ahead. Well, you can put it on your list. Put it. I didn't say
Next time I'm going first, damn it.
Nope.
Screw all you.
Well, like I said, shame on
Bill
you.
loves to run his cocksucker.
You know I do.
Bill.
Shame on you for thinking we'd be.
But
Anyway,
And I agree
go.
with David Lawson. He said System of a Down, Toxicity.
no, it's on my list too. Shut up. Oh my god.
That's why I left it off mine. See, Mike's
I'm
list
sorry,
is ruined.
Man.
Like I said, shame on
you
you
guys
for
could-
thinking.
You guys all ruin a wet dream around here.
What? What? We're too
I'll give you a
good?
wet dream.
I bet you would, baby.
No, go ahead and read your list.
All right, I don't really have it in any order. I just, I'm more the analytic Billboard guy, and it's the stuff that when I sold music or things like that. I kind of went to, and then of course, I kind of like him too. Bill, will you quit shaking the fucking table?
I'm
Jeez.
sorry, man. I was
You're
trying
getting
to
all
find
excited over there.
I am.
Jumping in on people.
Well, I was
Jeez.
trying to find my pen and trying
No.
to mark shit off. And this is important.
I mean, if you really look at it, that's Black Sabbath. It's probably one of the greatest, but
You
no
know
one
it,
said,
dude.
because I think we all thought the same thing, that Nirvana Nevermind was probably one of the better, hugest
Yeah.
ever. Did you say that, Bill?
I did,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Because I knew it would have been on everybody's list.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say it, but that's probably one of the biggest
I
ones.
hate that record.
Bleach
Well,
was
shame
really
on you,
good.
dude.
Bleach was good.
I love
Real good.
Bleach, but
How could you
Bleach
not?
is
I
very
mean,
good.
The song "Breathe," the song. I mean, just so many great songs on
Yeah.
Nevermind, dude. And not only that they're great songs, it changed the face of popular music.
yeah, I mean, it did. That's why.
Uh,
That's why you have to give it its respect.
Whether you like it or not,
Yep.
it was so important to the
Yeah, I
'90s.
understand that,
And-
but I
Yeah.
Butch
Don't
Vig,
like it.
Vig was just incredible producer. I
Yeah.
think he did
That's who
that
produced it.
and all the other stuff. He was just incredible.
drummer
So-
for Garbage.
Yep.
Okay.
So, some of the others, like I said, I don't really have mine in order, but Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream, I
Yes.
thought was big.
Killer,
Yes.
man.
With
Killer.
Today, Disarm, all those songs on there, I thought that was
Great
really big.
freaking songs,
And
man.
Mayonnaise is on there too.
Yeah. And I'm more of a classic rock person, so I had the Beatles with the Beatles. That was always a big,
Oh.
huge album to me.
Absolutely.
The first one, Please Please Me, was really big,
Yeah.
and and they made that album in less than 4 months.
Right.
I mean, it was just incredible.
That's
that
killer,
they did
dude.
that.
That was killer.
Can't go
They
wrong
made it
with
so
Beatles.
quick.
My old school ways, also Jimi Hendrix, Bold as Love.
Oh yeah.
Was a huge
Sweet.
album.
That's a damn good one.
Sweet.
You know,
Yes, it
I mean,
is.
Our Experience was great, but this was incredible album.
Yeah. Definitely.
Spanish Casual Magic and
Yes.
If 6 Was 9, all that
My
stuff.
favorite Hendrix song.
I
So
like that Spanish.
going into my selling albums, I was a fan, but not a huge fan. But Carole King Tapestry, that was her second album.
Was it? I didn't know
And
that.
That
Okay.
was huge,
Yes.
iconic album for that
Iconic.
time frame.
Absolutely.
And
Carole
I
King?
know you guys would put that
Yes.
on your list. So
Tapestry.
yeah.
Yeah. it's
Carol.
very,
Of course,
very-
I did have a minute ago Radiohead Benz.
Oh, Radiohead Benz, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, speak on it,
Yeah,
dude. It's-
well,
I mean, what songs are on it, dude?
yeah.
It's killer.
Well,
I wasn't a huge radio fan until Jason Kindred from, he started telling me about Radiohead Kid A. I got into that album. Then I started going into the back catalog and probably bought the Benz and Pueblo Honey from you.
Yep.
Um,
I'm a big alternative fanatic from the 80s and 90s and stuff. So I had a couple one that I grew up on, and if you're an alternative, I know you were into maybe the Pixies, the Doolittle album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
huge second album back
Absolutely.
in '89.
It was.
With
Nice.
Here Comes Your Man and La La I Love You and all that stuff. I
I've
mean,
heard Josh Ellison play that
Yeah,
song. Here Comes Your Man.
that was a huge and big second album.
I love that riff.
I also was a fan of Amy Winehouse, and the Back to Black album was her second
That
one.
fucking
Was a
killer
phenomenal album.
Yeah, Boss is a big
Uh,
fan of that.
She was gone
album.
before her
Love Amy
time. So.
Winehouse.
Also the Deftones Around the Fur.
Yeah.
That was a really, really important album. to me.
Okay. I can't
Definitely.
believe nobody
Uh,
else mentioned that. That's
Yeah.
I do
huge.
love that.
Yeah, White Pony was awesome, but this album here just kind of went another step higher for them.
A lot of big
I'm
Deftones
a big
fans. So
Deftones fan. I got to meet those guys. Went back in the day. They were just incredible, nice guys.
killer Mike, man. Good call, dude. Good
That
call.
was a good one.
Now I'm a fan of the '90s, so and none of you can tell me that this wasn't a huge iconic album, but Live, Throwing Copper.
Oh yeah.
You know it.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That was
Yeah,
their
I can't
second
believe
album.
the rest of us forgot that. And
Uh,
I wanted to go more '90s, but
Yeah.
gosh
That
darn
was
it.
their second too. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mental Jewelry was their first, and then this was their second. And of course, you had all those big time hits.
Keep
That-
fucking
the more
stuff
famous.
in my
Yeah,
store.
we sold the hell out of that thing.
Yeah, I could
so-
not keep it in stock.
And they're just one of my favorite bands. I actually got to take my
Right.
daughter. It was her first concert ever.
Yeah,
It was
Them and
super cool.
Bush?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's a great.
So that was kind of cool for me to do that.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm also, especially the old school rap stuff. So there's a few of those that I wanted to say. you know, when I was digging up on stuff, you cannot tell me Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of a Million to Hold Us Back.
Good one.
That was their second album, and it was
Good one.
huge back in the day.
Fuck yeah, it was.
And it was
Nice.
iconic to changing some of the music in our lives.
Absolutely. Good choice on that one.
Yeah.
Damn.
Good one, Mike.
Also, Ice Cube Death Certificate
Yes.
was another
Love Ice
huge,
Cube.
Yeah.
huge different album. His second album.
Love Ice Cube.
You know, I did have Eminem, and then me and Kyle are big Wu-Tang fans, and the Genius, the guy from Wu-Tang, he put out Liquid Swords,
Okay.
and that album is awesome.
I
It
know
is
Sam
one of the
Ford was
best
big.
albums.
Recently got a
Ever.
vinyl re-release.
I mean, it is
Oh, yeah.
incredible
Did it?
album.
Yeah.
Might be
Okay.
better than
Got it.
some of any of the Wu-Tang albums,
No, yeah.
but that
Yeah.
was important to me.
So I know my friend Sam Porkham's big Wu-Tang fan,
Yeah.
so he's probably agreeing with
Yeah.
you.
Hell yeah.
And then, you know, I like System of a Down, Toxicity, and some of the, but
That was huge, man. Let me
Yeah.
say, Scott and I
Yeah.
were working at the same place together at the same time, and we went and bought. That was 9/11, dude. That came out on 9/11.
That's right.
Yeah,
Toxicity
yeah.
and
Slayer's God Hates Us All
Got
came
it.
out. So we bought that on the same day.
We
And
bought both of them.
yeah, that Toxicity album at the time, certain record stores pulled it off the shelves because of the content.
Jet Pilot.
Yeah,
Song
right.
number-
Song number 4 specifically. We won't get into that.
Yeah.
But that album was huge, Mike.
So they're
So
Middle Eastern too.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're from California, but yeah, Serge Tankian. Yeah, it's
I mean, they're-
there's a lot of ties and
Some Lebanon.
connections. It was very controversial. I'm sorry, man. I had to say that.
No, that's not cool. My last one on my list was the Beastie Boys' Paul's Boutique.
I almost said that too, man. That's
yeah,
a damn good one.
dude.
Damn
very-
good one.
I was bigger into License to Ill, but still, man.
I love
and when you
Paul.
look
I
at
mean,
the discography,
Communication.
Their geniusness and what they did on the second album compared to
Yes.
just being a breakthrough radio album of ill communication. This was like something else.
And that's when they started playing
Yeah.
the real instruments
Yeah.
on albums and
Yeah.
stuff too. Yeah.
So I thought
Yeah.
that was kind of a cool one I had thrown into.
I almost said that one. So
you said live, man. So I want to throw out another '90s iconic band. Bush had Razor Blade Suitcase, man.
I was getting ready to say that one.
Okay,
I thought
Tina
about
was-
that one, but I just.
Yeah, I know it was
Yeah.
one of those. It was kind of
I
like
mean, we could go on and on with some of these. I mean,
I
but-
got one for you. He's wearing the shirt. TNT, ACDC.
oh, what?
Well,
what was
I was
that?
gonna say, Power Age was actually their second album, wasn't it? I was going to say that.
was their 5th or 6th album.
He's done looked it up.
I looked it up.
He done looked it up. But we've got our analyst over here.
yeah.
Talk about the analytical guy. We've got our analytical. How do I say that?
No, we don't need to go there.
Okay, we don't need it. Analyst? No, I found a list of freaking 250 sophomore albums that I just, oh my gosh, man.
Slave to the Grind.
Most of it, Skid Row, yeah, dude. I mean, I thought that was the prettiest woman.
Judas Priest, what was their second?
Skid Row.
Sad Wings of Destiny.
Yeah, Sad Wings of Destiny, which is a
Who's
really good
that?
record.
Who's that?
Priest.
Judas Priest.
Maidens was Killers, which I can't say
Maiden,
that.
yeah, Iron Maiden.
I mean, most great
Killers
bands
is not-
that are really made it or something had a great second album. I
Usually,
mean,
yeah.
That's usually how it works
the-
in the music industry.
The freaking Doors, man. Strange Days.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh,
said that one
dude.
too. But the
Um,
first record was better. They had the end on it for crying out loud.
well, yeah, but
Strange Days is definitely a good
If we
record.
went by the
All the
rule
Doors
of
albums are
was it
awesome.
better or
Billy Joel piano, man. How can we deny that?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
We could go on
We
and
can go
on.
on and on, but I think we'll
We
try to
won't.
wrap up the show this evening on those great music iconic notes there that we are. If any of you guys are interested, I mean, we will be going up to Scooters tonight to have a few drinks. Kyle's buying everybody beers all night long.
Oh,
You can
lick his head
nice,
You can go up and
man.
lick his head too if you want to venture off into that craziness. But
I've been in that nightmare. I don't know. Tread lightly
yeah,
or tread heavily, whatever
it comes with
you're
a
at.
warning
Because
label.
it's Sam Porter's birthday.
Yeah, Sam Porter's birthday. We're going up there to have a good time.
Sam, happy birthday,
Hopefully,
bud.
some of you local guys will
Sam,
start
you have
doing
the
some
first
local
lick.
shows because we haven't had hardly any here lately. But Sector 4 is playing up there tonight too. They're kind of
Killer.
cool local band. So
Killer.
we love you guys for listening. Appreciate you guys. Share stuff on our page as much as you want. There again, I bet we post at least a good 10, 20 stories of different music every single day on there that you can get before anybody else.
Yeah, and it's all wrapped up right there in one place for you conveniently.
Yeah.
So please like it, share it.
Spit on it.
Yeah, man, spit on it.
I want to give a
Whatever you
shout out
gotta
to
do.
Josh Pound too. We were talking about him earlier.
Yeah, Josh.
Some great work from a great guy, and he used to come in our store, and he was just an amazing dude. I hope you can.
Yeah, I got a
If
great
you're out there,
history
Josh,
with
we
you,
want to
man.
come see
Josh.
you soon and maybe do something fun with you. So look for the next stuff. We're going to be going out live this week, maybe to some places. I'm not going to tell you where. You're going to have to watch and see.
Tune in.
And we got some really cool new stuff that we're going to be doing a little differently here soon. So we love y'all. Music's the best medicine. Definitely stay tuned for more, guys. We'll be here next Saturday. Peace out.
Later.
See ya.